Exiting.
Okay, we're loading up. Okay, guys. Waiting on feed.
Exiting. All right, just made a move. Oh,
Ooh.
whoa, look at that move. Wrong direction.
On
Oh my
Burbank.
God. Eastbound in the westbound lanes. Oncoming cars here. Coming out. On Burbank. Oh, here he comes.
There we go. Until I find a substitute. There we go.
Awesome.
Sorry, guys. Give me a sec. Boom. Okay. All right. Little rough start. Good to go. Children's.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining
Hospital
us on the
school
web.
bus.
This is Gil Davis up in Sky 5, along with my pilot, Jim Pollard. We are over a pursuit in the North Hollywood area. We are getting off here. This is going to be Victory Boulevard. This is a stolen children's hospital van. LAPD units got behind it. It was around 7:20 tonight when they tried to pull this van over. They took off from those officers, came up the 101 freeway, got off on surface streets, and then jumped back onto the 170 or 134 to the 170 freeway. Now he's eastbound on Victory. LAPD behind the vehicle, airship overhead, and you see the vehicle.
Cops pulling up on him, getting close, swerving.
Children's Hospital, Los Angeles.
We gotta get Ileana.
This is a chase that started over there on the Hollywood side of the hill and is now in the San Fernando Valley. Victory Boulevard at Colfax, Lankershim, correction. Gonna go under us here for just a second. LAPD is close behind. You see the squad cars there. There's also that police chopper overhead. Now, what I'm hearing on the police scanner is that the individual who stole this bus is a man. He simulated a handgun, and that is how he was able to get control of the bus. Fortunately, there is nobody else on board, so it's just him riding solo. What happened to the bus driver, that is unknown. Hopefully, he or she is okay. But again, this person apparently simulating a handgun to...
What a crazy night, huh?
This children's hospital bus. It's a chase that's been going on now for about 10 minutes or so. Prior to that, it was a following with LAPD chasing him prior to calling it officially a pursuit. But it's been a dangerous one. Lots of close calls. He doesn't have great... Made the turn there. Westbound, maybe jumping back on the 170. Sure enough, this guy's like a broken record. He keeps on jumping on and off the 170. So apparently an area that he's probably pretty familiar with because he knows exactly where to hop on.
Mamma mia.
Now, real quickly, I'm just going to say a few words for our sister station Telemundo before resuming our coverage in English. Buenas noches desde el helicóptero. Yo soy Elian Moreno reportando sobre una persecución policíaca que se encuentra en el área de North Hollywood. Esta es la policía de Los Ángeles que está persiguiendo a este autobús robado que presumiblemente fue robado del hospital de niños aquí en Los Ángeles. Es una persecución que ya lleva aproximadamente 10 o 15 minutos aquí en el Valle de San Fernando. La mayoría del tiempo el sospechoso ha estado
Hola, bienvenido.
en las calles de North Hollywood en la
AT&T fiber optic. It just started acting up yesterday. I called them today, but apparently it's not working.
Esta situación empezó cuando el sospechoso se robó el autobús. Gracias a Dios no hay nadie más a bordo y que le haya pasado al conductor del autobús. Estos momentos no se conoce su condición, pero como les digo, esto es una persecución que ya ha durado aproximadamente 15 minutos de un autobús robado aquí en el área de North Hollywood, en el Valle de San Fernando. Reportando desde el helicóptero, yo soy Eliana Moreno.
Crazy out there in Cali, man.
Back with you guys here in English.
Crazy.
And
why would he steal his bus?
On Victory Boulevard, we've seen him here before.
Mental health?
He's probably just going to jump right back on the 170, sure enough. So playing cat and mouse here with LAPD. I'm going to put some here. These are North Hollywood units.
Some milk.
So North Hollywood units of the LAPD. I'm hearing that they're going to set up some spike strips because he's pretty easy to read. He keeps on doing the same thing over and over again. So that's going to give officers plenty of opportunity to try to set up some spike strips up ahead so that hopefully he'll run them over and that'll be it. But it may be coming to an end right now. He's going off-roading here.
What the heck?
170 at Oxnard Street. Whether that was intentional or not is unclear.
Mamma
but
mia.
he's off the road here and right
Oh,
back
he
on,
wild.
but going the wrong way here on the on-ramp. Everyone's having to
No!
move out
Oh
of
my
his way.
God, dude. He
With a
could hit
car
me.
that big, you want to move out of the way as quickly as possible because this guy
Oh,
will ram
dude,
you
he's gonna hit
no
somebody.
problem. Still wrong side of the road here as he gets back on the street here. Victory Boulevard, trying to get back on the right side of the road. Valley Glen area here.
I am live already.
Seemed like he was going to
Yeah,
make
I'm
a
live
turn,
already.
but
Thank you.
is instead continuing on Victory Boulevard. Those LAPD officers aren't going to do what he just did.
You got
so they're gonna have to
notifications
go
on? You should
around.
know I'm live.
Unfortunately, with the airship overhead, they're not
You got
gonna lose
notifications
this
on,
guy,
Joy Wilson.
And they'll try to get some units behind him as quickly as possible.
Oh, this guy's skirt. Skirt! Driving crazy.
So hard on the brakes here. He's in a residential area that parallels the major. Just cut that car off there. And pardon the light here. The sun is setting right before our eyes here. So we're flying into the sun here, shooting into the sun. So it's kind of making it difficult for us to see. But he's continuing here through a residential area of Valley Glen, which is always concerning at this time of the night, this time of the year.
All right.
It's the perfect time to be out and about on a walk or a bike ride in a residential neighborhood. So with this guy barreling through the neighborhood,
Damn,
here,
man,
it could make it a
wild.
very dangerous situation. Fortunately, he has slowed down a little bit, so hopefully he's looking for a spot
This
to
connections
ditch the
keep
bus
screwing
and
me over.
take off running. That would be literally the best thing he could do for all involved, because at this point he's just a menace to society here with that large vehicle all over the roadway, wrong side of the road, running red lights, running stop signs. A large group of people right there who likely know that this is going on in their neighborhood with the police helicopter overhead and all of the media ships above as well. But continuing, residential neighborhood of Valley Glen,
We're
trying
just
to work his
cruising.
way back to the major street here, which is going to be Whitsett Avenue. Thank you to everyone who is watching us on NBCLA.com and all of our streaming platforms. Special thanks to our friend Kayshawn Abney, who was one of the first to tell me about this chase, so thank you, Kayshawn. And we're continuing here on Valley Glen on surface streets here, but he's on Van Owen, so he's back on the major. So in all likelihood, he's trying to work his way back to the 170 freeway because he has done that time and time again. So if you're just joining us and you're wondering how this all began, the circumstances of the carjacking are still unclear, but the one thing I did hear is that there's nobody else on the bus, and the rightful driver of the bus is not on there either. And this person simulated a handgun, and that is how he was able to take control of the bus. And this apparently was taken from the hospital, the Children's Hospital here in Los Angeles. And he worked his way north up into the San Fernando Valley,
Let's
where
go.
we find ourselves now
Come
in the
on.
Valley Glen area.
It's been a crazy day. We had 2 chases earlier, insane. And now we got a Children's Hospital school bus. I got to update the thumbnail. What the?
So again, nobody else on the bus other than the driver here, the carjacker.
Oh, my gosh.
He is described as a man. They said he simulated a handgun, which doesn't mean he has one, but it also doesn't mean that he doesn't.
They just did that to scare the
rightful
person.
owner, the rightful driver of that bus saw the shape of what appeared to be a gun. So it literally could have been the guy pointing his fingers under his jacket to simulate that it was a gun, or he could have some sort of weapon or just something that resembles a weapon. So clearly he was able to get control
or
of
spoon.
the bus.
Oh, wait, no, we got a
Fortunately,
plastic
again, nobody
fork or
else
something.
is on board. And this was taken from the Children's Hospital, made his way up north into the San Fernando Valley, working his way on both the 134 and the 170 freeways, was what we heard. But for the most part, he's been on surface streets, with the exception of that 170 freeway. He has been on that.
What's going on today? The freaks are out.
This LAPD officer getting right on his tail.
What you gonna do? You can't pit him? I gotta pit him, right?
The car's too big, so way too big.
Ain't
for
no way
a
you're doing a
maneuver, but
pit.
They can try spike strips, and I did hear them talking about that possibility of setting some up. But that was when he was
That'd be badass
on
though.
the
To try to
170
pit his
freeway.
ass.
Now that he's on surface streets here, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to predict where he's going. Okay, making another turn here. It's a good thing nobody else is on board. That would make it a much more dangerous situation.
Imagine those kids on that shit. Ooh, this shit would be crazy. They would have had to snipe him. Somebody got, which one's the thing? Somebody got sniped too. What was that? Yesterday? Today? I can't even remember anymore.
So
somebody in a different situation, they sniped the standoff guy. Got a sniper on the roof and took his ass out.
In pursuit. So Ethel and Calvert. So still residential neighborhood. If he wants to get on the 170 freeway, it's to our east here. So he's kind of a little ways from the freeway right now.
Guys, can hit the like button, please. I'd appreciate that.
Okay, making a turn here on Ethel and Oxnard, streets that we've been on before.
What's going on out there? Something in the water. That poop to tap water. I don't know what's going on.
I wanted to see if I could take a look at this guy, see what he's wearing.
Elections coming up. The debate. What's going on?
It's a bright yellow shirt of some sort, but not a...
Damn, do you see how... What's up with his... Why did he jerk his entire body to make that turn?
Reflective vest. It almost seemed like he was wearing a reflective vest of some sort.
Threw his body into it.
It's just like a long
What was he trying to hide from the chopper?
Neon yellow.
Want to see the speedometer?
shirt.
Okay. Let's do that.
So again, this was Hollywood in pursuit. They may give it to North Hollywood since we've been in their area now for quite some time. That way the Hollywood division officers can go back to their jurisdiction. Just on the other side of the hill here. And real quickly, I'm just going to do another update in Spanish, and then we'll come back to English.
You see, it's ABC out
Buenas
there?
noches una vez más desde el
ABC has
helicóptero.
really
Yo
nice
soy
feed.
Eliana Moreno reportando sobre una persecución.
Oh, ABC. We got ABC. So I don't know if you guys want ABC. Oh, what's going on with him?
Hollywood que está persiguiendo a este conductor que presuntamente se robó.
He needs some milk.
Ooh, sharp turns too.
De niños aquí en Los Ángeles. Es una persecución que ya lleva aproximadamente 20-25 minutos aquí en el Valle de San Fernando.
POP, hold it down. I'm legally blind.
La única persona a bordo y presumamente mostró una pistola o algo muy parecido a una pistola cuando se robó el autobús.
So he stole his bus, and they say he made like a gun gesture, you know, like pew, pew, or something like that. And so the person just gave up the bus. So he stole his children's hospital bus. What about the kids, man? Ooh, nasty sharp turns. Bienvenido a Telemundo. Mucho gustos.
En la Boulevard Magnolia, donde se junta con la avenida
Doors
Woodland.
open. Oh, shoot. We're about to switch to ABC, girl.
Reportando desde Valley Village, desde el helicóptero Eliana Moreno.
Oh, okay, I thought he opened the door.
Okay, back with you guys here in Spanish. Not a lot has changed. He is
I kind of like ABC sometimes because the cameras
Coldwater eventually connects with the 101 freeway if that's something that this bus driver is thinking about doing.
We don't have a speedometer.
Running that red light, flying through Chandler Boulevard.
Damn. Good evening, guys. What's up?
Up next is Magnolia. We'll see what this driver does at that intersection. Ooh. It looks like they have a green, so this driver will be able to go through that intersection. And we're swerving to the left, almost cutting off some other traffic there and sideswiping some traffic on Magnolia. Now we're going eastbound on Magnolia. Every time you think there's a pattern with this pursuit so far, this driver does something erratic and unusual and makes you second guess.
He needs some milk. No, they said nobody's inside. We do need to miss a tire. It's just the driver, I guess.
We're flying down Magnolia Boulevard, back eventually towards the 170. And just as I say that, we're making a right turn on Whitsett. Southbound on Whitsett now.
That was a sharp U-turn, rolling on the floor laughing.
Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you for the 5.
Whitsett Avenue southbound. There's no entrance to the 101 from Whitsett, but the driver could end up on Riverside Drive, which is a major east-west thoroughfare through the southern part of the San Fernando Valley. We're slowing, luckily, as we enter this intersection. He had a green there, but he almost chooses intentionally to cut off traffic and then make a left turn there. Now eastbound on Riverside Drive.
There you go.
Southbound on Vantage Avenue, another very narrow residential street. Running through the stop signs, making a right turn on Blix Street. These are going to be very narrow streets. Trying to figure out if that's a dead-end street. I don't think it is. I believe this driver will be able to get out, and there it is on St. Clair Avenue. He can get back on Riverside there. And that's apparently what this driver is going to do. Now, westbound Riverside Drive. LAPD staying close behind this one. I think that was a CHP unit as well. CHP has definitely been alerted to this because they don't know if this guy is going to get back on the freeway. He has been on the freeway before. But we've been staying on surface streets for the past few minutes. You see that air unit from LAPD staying right overhead. Continuing westbound on Riverside Drive, passing Whitsett. There's a couple apartment buildings here that are a few stories tall. We'll move Air 7 to get out of the way of those. And we'll be able to see this van continuing westbound on Riverside Drive. Not a lot of traffic on Riverside Drive, almost all the way down to the Sherman Oaks area. It's a very quick thoroughfare for people to get past traffic on the 101. Approaching Coldwater Canyon. And there's a red light. There's cross traffic. We'll see what this bus does as that cross traffic comes. It looks like he's just going to force his way through that intersection. And those other vehicles luckily try to stop. And it looks like we avoid a crash there at what could have been.
Thank you, JFH. Thank you for the 5.
Something really nasty. Continuing westbound Riverside Drive, now in Sherman Oaks.
It's working.
Copy. It's sounding like, to my surprise really, that LAPD is deciding to cancel the ground units.
Ooh.
They're pulling off this pursuit on the ground and they're just going to track from the air. Running that red light there, crossing Riverside Drive, or continuing westbound on Riverside Drive.
You just gotta let it be, I guess.
You could really go either way on that decision to keep police units behind this bus so that the community is aware that there's a bus driving erratically through their area, or you decide to pull the ground units off the pursuit and hope that the driver drives less erratically. And that's the decision that has been made right now, and they're hoping, LAPD is hoping that that is the right decision. Right now we're watching this vehicle, this bus, once again stolen from Children's Hospital. We believe this is a Children's Hospital bus making a right turn northbound on Woodman Avenue from Riverside Drive. And it does appear that the driver seems to be calming down a little bit, driving a little less erratically. We see him hopping another curb there. That makes me wonder if this is a person that has very little experience driving a vehicle of this size. You see a lot of curbs being hopped, a lot of things being very close to being sideswiped. Crossing right in the path of other traffic there.
Maybe it's just a joyride.
So you have to wonder a couple of things. The mental state of this driver, what their intentions are, and what experience they have driving a large vehicle like this, if any. Judging by what we know about this as we continue northbound on Woodman passing Addison, judging by what we know that this is possibly a stolen bus from Children's Hospital. This is one of those buses that Children's Hospital uses to transport patients and family of patients.
How you gonna take the kid's school bus?
Judging by what we know in terms of that, it does make it seem
for the
like this is
reframing
somebody
tears
with
of
no
joy.
connection to the hospital, possibly, and just stole the bus from the hospital and does not have any experience driving a bus like this. That's the impression that I get, just seeing what we've seen so far, the very erratic driving, the lack of an ability to handle a bus like this as we continue northbound on Woodman Avenue, passing Chandler. And we're really seeing LAPD's decision to pull off on the ground work out exactly how they wanted it to.
Does that work still?
They pulled off the ground units. They were hoping to see a little bit more relaxed driving, and we saw that for a little bit, although now we're using that center median lane again, although it looks like he's actually using that for the purpose that it's there for, making a left turn
Now your commentary
westbound on
makes these
Burbank
for me.
Boulevard. Kind of straddling that line between Sherman Oaks and Valley Glen.
I feel like he's wearing like that
If we push in on the driver, you can see there he's an individual
like
with a yellow shirt, I believe. We did see earlier he was doing a lot of fidgeting around, reaching in various places of his driver area. And we're seeing that again.
It's very animated too inside.
Using both lanes there on a part of Burbank Boulevard where you have 2 lanes in each direction. Continuing through the Hazleton intersection, still on Burbank Boulevard westbound. Now, I think I saw earlier the bus driver using his signal lights, which is something we didn't see earlier. Still westbound Burbank Boulevard, now in the Sherman Oaks area. If we continue further down this way, we'll hit the 405.
Run it. Oh, stop.
Now in Van Nuys. This is the Van Nuys Boulevard, Burbank Boulevard intersection. Making a right turn there, so now we're going northbound Van Nuys Boulevard. And again, we're hugging that right shoulder, driving in the bike lane instead of the regular lanes of traffic. And I do see one LAPD unit and another LAPD unit a good distance behind the bus. So they're in the area. They know where this guy is, and they're keeping a close eye on him, even from the ground. We're now going southbound on an alleyway from Hatteras, and that LAPD unit is right behind him.
Press him again.
We'll see if the behavior of this bus driver changes.
Maybe he doesn't even know yet. He's so caught up in his driving.
No lights and sirens, because we're technically in tracking mode. But of course, considering the size of the vehicle and the danger that it may pose, that LAPD unit is going to keep a close eye on this bus no matter what. Even if they're technically in tracking mode. This alleyway does not continue all the way through to a street. He's going to need to make a left turn there. And we're basically in a shopping center parking lot. Still near the intersection of Burbank Boulevard and Van Nuys Boulevard. Now back onto Tilden. Driving around some cross traffic there. This is going to be Burbank Boulevard. And we'll see what the driver does back at the Burbank Boulevard, Van Nuys Boulevard intersection. Making a right turn again and hopping the curb again. Getting right up close to that other oncoming traffic.
Kayla, thank you for the 13 months. Amazing.
And now this LAPD unit has his lights and sirens back
Oh, it's gotta
on
be
now.
delay.
Let's play a game. Is he gonna crash it,
I
tip
believe
it, or
the
dip
top
it?
of that LAPD car says 09, which would be a Van Nuys unit.
I think, I guess like a spike strip. Maybe they'll get it. He's kind of erratic.
So it looks
now,
like the Van Nuys
Changes.
division of LAPD is now taking this pursuit into their hands. This did start in Hollywood. It was a Hollywood division pursuit, and now Van Nuys division LAPD officers are taking this back
Wicked.
into pursuit mode, continuing northbound on Van Nuys Boulevard.
Up turn.
Slowing through the intersection a little bit.
So I guess the ground unit's re-engaged. It's been such a wild
Passing
night.
Van Nuys City
If
Hall.
you missed the chase
There's
earlier, you gotta go
a
check
few
it out.
major intersections up ahead that I'm curious to see what this driver does.
On the second page, I can also see there was 2 chases. Wild as shit. Oh, I got at the end of this. Let me give you an update too when we're done with this one. The last chase.
Van Nuys Boulevard and
is-
Friar
Somebody's
Street,
deceased.
and then Van Nuys Boulevard and Victory Boulevard. We've been on Victory Boulevard a lot in this pursuit, but we're just going to cross right through it and keep on going forward.
A hell of a day. You'd think it's Friday today or something. Full moon or something. We gotta be crazy out there. LA? Non-stop. It's crazy.
Okay. Van Nuys Boulevard and Kittredge now, making a right turn on Kittredge. And it sounds like now even the Van Nuys division LAPD officers have been told to stand down from this pursuit on the ground. They will continue to track from the air, continuing eastbound on Kittredge. Back in these narrow residential streets, there's quite a few of these across the San Fernando Valley.
It does chill out though once the cops back off.
Northbound Sylmar from Kittredge Avenue. At this point, the bus driver looks lost. It seems like he has no real sense of direction. He's just kind of driving around, hopping curbs as he goes. I think that there has to be a record for most curbs hopped in a pursuit. There's been a lot of them in this one. Oh, I
Ooh,
thought that
man.
cross traffic was coming up really fast, but it looks like the bus came to a stop just on the other side of that building, thankfully.
Scared me. It scared
And
me.
now we're going eastbound on Van Nuys.
I wonder what would make
Northbound
this guy
Lennox.
take a hospital bus, like a hospital children's bus. Was it just opportunity? They're playing soccer over there. Just a crime of opportunity.
Darn.
Oh,
But this is what I was worried about here. You have parts of the valley where a lot of people are just out enjoying a summer night, crossing the street, and there may be a lot of pedestrians in this area.
Make-A-Wish GTA chase granted. Bubbles.
And the bus
Oh.
appears to be,
Robin.
he was going to make a left turn on Hart, but decides against it and continues down Lenox Avenue. That was an interesting maneuver there. Unsure why the driver did that. And now a left turn on Vose. There's some traffic there in the way.
Oh, see, he keeps opening the door. The door's
Oh, the
open.
bus doors open? It
Yeah.
looks like the driver's opening and closing the doors.
That's what I thought I saw earlier, too. He was doing that. Mel N, thank you so much for the 34 months. Appreciate your resubscription.
Very close to the curb there, crossing back onto Van Nuys Boulevard, making a northbound turn now.
Hey, Melrez. What's up? What's up? Lot going on today.
Still hugging that right side shoulder.
I don't know what that is, man. So I wonder if it's like those little mechanisms, you know, like a regular bus.
We're getting
Is it
past
like
Sherman Way, continuing
on something?
past Sherman Way.
Open the door. Is it a mental health thing?
Found.
I don't know anymore. People see. I don't really know if it's mental health. Can't tell anymore. Like the 2 chases earlier. Is that mental health?
Some pedestrians in the sidewalk there.
A literal. I think they said it was a 9-year-old, a 12-year-old, and I don't know how old the other kid was that stole a Kia and led police in a crazy ass chase, and then they ran into an apartment building.
Originally had was that Hollywood Division officers from LAPD started this pursuit after apparently they received word that this bus was stolen from Children's Hospital.
Nothing
We have
amazes me
no
anymore.
indication that there are other people
Nothing
on this
surprises
bus. So we can only hope that there were either, if there were people on the bus earlier, they got off in time, or there were no people on the bus to begin with. This is one of those buses with those tinted windows, so it's hard to see inside from this angle. But we're continuing northbound Van Nuys Boulevard in the Panorama City area now.
I hope there's nobody in that bus too.
And we're
The
really
other
seeing a
station-
slowdown
Oh,
in
God.
the behavior from this
Bruh,
driver.
This guy is like still in the bike lane. He doesn't realize this bus is behind him. Thankfully, this guy's like slowing down, but
Range, so that was a little interesting. Making a right turn on Armenta.
Thank you for everything as usual.
thank you, Joy.
What do you got?
Thank you for the 5. Oh, it's lagging. Where are we going now?
Oh, I see. So Armenta, I don't know if it's a dead, yeah, well,
Ooh.
that's a dead-end street.
Why stop?
And the bus is coming to
Oh,
a stop.
what?
The
What
driver
the heck?
out of the bus,
He's
he has
just
got a
walking?
backpack on, and he's just going to run away. He's going to leave the bus in the middle of Armenta Street in
Amazing.
Panorama City. He's walking towards
Wow.
the Home Depot. This is a Home Depot that's open at this time, and walks into the garden center like no big deal. The suspect has left
I need a
the
beer.
bus,
I said that like
walked
3 or
into
4
the
hours
Home
ago.
Depot, and is now
like
walking
today's
through
the
the
day.
garden center. Rob, push into the garden center there. So he did make the left turn and walk inside the
store.
actual store part of the Home Depot. So he's no longer in that garden center. And you can see those LAPD units pulling up right away. I see one LAPD
Oh, they
unit
got
so
there quick,
far.
though.
Hopefully
Okay.
more are on the way.
I feel like today's a perfect day for just an ice
Those
cold
couple
beer.
of officers walking in the garden center.
I'm not
I've
even
got
into beer
one
like
eye on the exit to the Home
I
Depot
like
to see
beer once in a while, just a cool one.
the
Just to relax.
LAPD air
Today's
unit
a beer
overhead.
day.
They're
Wow.
keeping
feels
keeping
right.
an eye on all
Very good time.
sides of this Home Depot store to make sure nobody tries to run out of the store. But if you've been to a Home Depot, you know how big those stores
yeah.
are. I've been to this particular store, and it's a huge store. There's a lot of places. There's a lot of nooks and crannies to where you can go.
Multiple
they do
exits.
have.
Oh, look, this lady ran out.
I see one person that might have
Somebody
just
ran-
been
something's going on.
child running outside, unrelated. You see
Nah,
one
there's-
woman
there's gotta
kind
be
of
for a
pointing
reason.
back into the store. I wonder if that has something to do. Hopefully LAPD is making contact with the suspect here, but as I was saying, you know, I'm sure everybody knows how big Home Depot stores are, and there's a lot of room for a person to run and hide inside the store.
Kitty, thank you for the 17 months.
I can't tell if
My
those
dad is visiting. I'm watching
people
with,
in the store
I can. Oh, amazing. Hope you have a good time with
are
that.
seeing something on the inside, or if they're just going about their normal day. It does appear you have the door closed now.
Oh, yeah.
It looks
They locked
like
the door.
an employee has locked the door. So it does appear that these Home Depot staff are aware of what's going on.
If I'm inside, I'm trying to get out, though. You're going to lock me in to this shit? Yeah, usually Home Depot. I love Home Depot. I love the plant area, the garden area, too. Okay, yeah, they get
People walking out this back door.
multiple exits, huge place, obviously.
And this will be a
Probably-
little bit of a challenge for LAPD unless they were able to get eyes on the suspect right away. That bus still just parked in the middle of Armenta.
So many places to hide, probably. Oh, you could even maybe go into the back room. I don't know. Maybe they can emergency exits throughout the back or something.
You have officers watching the back doors.
Yeah.
They are going to form a perimeter around this entire shopping center. You have a Home Depot, an Old Navy, and a Gap.
Hey, Wax, thank you so much.
We have a number of other officers running inside as well. I'm hearing...
Ooh, something's going on.
I'm hearing from the police scanner traffic that they possibly have the suspect in... they possibly have eyes on the suspect.
I guess they're letting people out. Nobody in. This guy over here is still working. Who's taking out the trash? Dedication.
Are you able to get on the south side? See if we can see the south side of that garden center?
Shit to do. I'm trying to get out by whatever time they enter the shift.
The north entrance of the garden center, which you would want to see from the south, right? Yeah, they'll pull them out there too.
Puerto Rico. Nuts and board. Thank you.
If you're still watching along on the ABC 7 24/7 channel and all of our ABC 7 streaming platforms, you've been watching continuing coverage of a wild bus pursuit. One of those small passenger buses apparently possibly stolen from Children's Hospital.
Incredible. It's the end of times,
The suspect got out of the bus, just parked in the middle of the street, got out of the bus, and walked into this Home Depot through the garden center. We do understand that officers were able to make their way into the garden center, and they have made contact with the suspect. They are taking him into custody right now, and we're waiting to see when they pull this suspect out of the store.
I wonder if that suspect
You have
kept
more
on their
LAPD
clothes.
officers making their way to the scene.
Did they try to change their... Sometimes they'll try to change their shirt or clothes or something. Had a kind of a backpack on them. There he is.
There you have somebody in custody in handcuffs. Looks like the person may have shedded their yellow jacket. They were wearing a yellow colored jacket when they ran into the store with a backpack. I don't see the backpack or the yellow colored jacket anymore. But officers believe that this is the person that was driving that bus earlier and is now in custody. A wild pursuit covering a lot of the San Fernando Valley, putting a lot of people in danger, possibly sideswiping a couple of vehicles, a lot of close calls, no major crashes. And it does appear that all ends well here at the Home Depot off of Armenta Street in Panorama City. With Pilot Johnny and Rob on the camera controls, I'm Gabe Santos, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
And I don't understand what's the point of doing this, especially a hospital van, a children's hospital van. Like, what's the point? Are you going to keep the vehicle? You're going to take it to a chop shop? Like, why do this? And then just skip along into Home Depot.
And plus, the latest on this dangerous pursuit. Stolen vehicle by LA police officers that you covered here at 4. Also, a copper thief caught on security cameras.
So earlier, there was 2 chases. Let me just give you this update because this is messed up and crazy. I feel so bad. Let me see if they... Okay, yeah, let's do this. Wilson gave me this update, and I also found a video that we can watch. So the first chase that we watched earlier, there was this vehicle driving crazy as ish. And what happened was, we didn't see the start of it, but the start of it is that this dude... Okay, 3 guys were trying to rob a woman, and it was in the shopping plaza. It's called Foods at Fashion Island Mall. Starbucks and Whole Foods at Fashion Island Mall. So 3 men in a Camry were trying to rob the woman, and a Good Samaritan came to help. And this is the thing. It's such a shame because you want to try to be good. You want to help people out, and look what they did to this guy. Apparently, they came after they're trying to rob the woman and he intervened, they shot him 3 times. And then ran the woman over. They didn't hit him, but they ran the woman over. So her body was on the floor. I don't know if she's alive or deceased. I think the guy's deceased, but I don't know. Police haven't even spoken on it since it happened. But we saw the wild ass chase. At the time, we knew that there were murder suspects, but I didn't know any of the details. One of the dudes was hiding behind a trash can. Like they ran out of the car, and here's the update.
News today at 5 with breaking news. A deadly shooting at Fashion Island Mall in Newport Beach. The suspects leading police on a pursuit into LA County.
In fact, let's begin with KCAL News reporter Michelle Geely. She is live from Fashion Island Mall. And Michelle, what can you tell us at this hour?
Well, I can tell you there was a lot of chaos here at Fashion Island. This is an Irvine Company property. There was also a lot.
Okay. Wilson says that the woman is dead. It's the guy's wife. So the guy that was shot 3 times, he survived, or he's in critical condition, or? Wow.
Of fear on the part of the hundreds and hundreds of people who were eating and shopping here. Here is what I have been able to piece together, although Newport Beach Police has...
But missed. Okay, see, I can't even read. Hold on a second. Oh, they didn't hit him, but they ran over. Oh, but missed. Okay. I'm tripping. Okay. Well,
not issued any kind of a statement at this point, or even confirmed that a shooting
so they ran this woman over, and that's what killed her.
Occur here. Now, around 3:35 this afternoon, a witness who works in this Fashion Island area, which is surrounded by a lot of office buildings and doctors' offices, heard screams and then 3 to 4 shots. Another man who was inside of a Starbucks with his children says that people came running and yelling, "Shots fired, someone is shooting." Another witness says that she was inside of Whole Foods and she was ushered into an employee room. The employees there and the shoppers very, very scared. This all happened right next to the Barnes and Noble and another shop there. And then there was a shopper who had come to drop off sunglasses, and she said when she walked out, she saw a dead body.
When I walked up, it was just a dead body laying in the ground. You know, it's Newport Beach, so you don't expect, I was just expected to go and fix my sunglasses. I didn't know it was going to be a dead body in the crime scene when I got here.
I was there with my 2 kids and we were eating, and all of a sudden about 20-30 people came running around the corner screaming, "There's gunshots, there's gunshots." And you could tell by the look on their face that this wasn't a drill. This wasn't, people making a joke. And so we grabbed our stuff, we ran, and just there were screams, and it was a really scary scene.
Okay, there was a good Samaritan in your case.
Yeah, we were lucky. There was a husband and wife there in a Jeep, and we yelled to them, and they pulled over, picked us up, and got us to a nearby hotel where I could call my wife.
We are waiting for Newport Beach Police, that is the spokesperson, to get to the scene here to explain exactly what happened. So we do not know whether the victim is a man or a woman. We don't know whether this perhaps was a robbery. We really don't have a lot of answers as to the motive here. We also don't know much about the suspect, except for the fact that people are reporting that there was a pursuit along the 405 freeway that ended in LA County, and that at least one person is in custody there. So we're waiting to find out many, many more details about this terrible situation here at one of the most popular shopping centers in Southern California. A beautiful summer day. It's a holiday week. There are lots of people here enjoying this, and now they're absolutely scared to death, trying to get out of here, trying to get to their cars, trying to zigzag through the police caution tape and all of the security officers so they can get off the property. That's the latest live in Newport Beach. I'm Michelle Geely. Back to you.
Michelle, certainly a lot going on here. Thank you so much. Our coverage continues now.
Then led officers on a chase. So pick things up from there.
Yeah, you heard Michelle mention it there in her live report. Those suspects got into a car, a white Toyota, and headed northbound on the 405. We launched SkyCal immediately. We caught up with them here actually as they were westbound on the 105. This was after they had already dropped off several suspects in the Los Alamitos area. There was a search for suspects there as well. We're waiting to find out if Newport Beach PD was able to locate any of those suspects. But yeah, they, like Michelle said, got up into LA County. The remaining 2 suspects got out of the car and ran. They stayed together for a little little while. You see one in the gray sweats there, the other one in darker clothing wearing a mask. They then split up. We followed this guy for a second as he kind of came up here under a tree and then jumped over or ran snug against the wall. The second suspect, it's real hard to see there, but he is hiding behind a trash can right under that beware of dog sign. Desmond Shaw using our map tracking technologies there to highlight him, and you can see his face. He ultimately would take his shirt off. A good Samaritan and a resident pointed him out to CHP officers. There was a CHP officer helicopter overhead, along with an LA County Sheriff's deputy's helicopter. He didn't have anywhere to go. Eventually, he came out and surrendered, being taken into custody by those officers. Now, we know that there were multiple suspects in that car. We do not know which of those suspects allegedly pulled the trigger, if there was more than one suspect that pulled the trigger, or who is the actual homicide suspect. But we did see those two get out of that car after they'd already let out a couple of suspects down near Los Alamitos. So
yeah, that's the latest that I heard. And it was a wife and husband, from what Wilson's saying, and the woman was killed. They missed when they shot at him, but they ran her over with the car. So I think Wilson said she's 69 years old.
Hi Mel, I emailed a chase to you, boogie boogie smiling face.
Lilac, I checked my email right now. I don't see anything unless you sent it a long time ago. Ethan Crumley's meltdown. Well, that's from a long time ago. I haven't seen anything. If you could resend it to me, I'm not gonna do it right now, but maybe the next time we jump on, I'll check it out. Sometimes we're just hanging out playing extra videos. On this channel, I have no notifications left, but on the second channel, I have two. Mel CC. Just make sure you're subscribed. It's been a really bizarre day. Really, really bizarre. I don't even know. It's just a crazy day. I'm glad that the trial's over. Even though next week, I guess we're gonna do another one, I guess. But it's only gonna be a couple days worth. It's not gonna be a long trial. Oh, okay, and they're telling me Turtle Boy's back in court July 11th, so that might be interesting to check out too next week. I guess that's it. ABC got a new update. ABC 7. Stolen hospital bus, crazy. Woman killed an hour ago. Check this one out. These guys just fired, but they didn't hit the guy.
Beach, a homicide investigation at Fashion Island. Hello, I'm Ellen Leyva. We have confirmation, perhaps, that happened right there at the popular shopping mall. Let's go right to Orange County reporter David Gonzalez, who is there live. And David,
I heard the whole Alan Jackson thing. I don't know. What Nat was saying is that maybe, or somebody had said that, like, because he's been away from his family the whole time, Alan Jackson, he doesn't live there. So I don't know, but I feel like they need Alan Jackson. The other thing too with the Karen Reed thing, I saw another post that people are saying that it was a 12-member jury. There was a deadlock. 10 people wanted to convict her and 2 wanted to acquit, supposedly. I don't know where these people are getting their sources from, but I heard that. The other thing too is if you read the article, or not article, there was an article, but the jury, what the jury said to the judge, they said that the way I took it is there was a couple of people that felt really strongly that it was beyond a reasonable doubt, and there was a couple of people that felt there wasn't enough reasonable doubt. I don't know the numbers. Obviously, they didn't state that.
What have you learned so far?
Hey, right now we are about to hear from Newport Beach Police and also the mayor of Newport Beach related to the reports of a shooting here at Fashion Island. We can confirm that here outside of Fashion Island. If you know this area, there is an area where Barnes & Noble and Whole Foods are at. In this area, we got information that there was reports of a possible shooting. Here, I'm going to toss it over now to Sergeant Oberon, who's given us an update as to what took place here at Fashion Island.
Today at about 3:30 in the afternoon, there was a couple, a husband and a wife at Barnes & Noble. They were approached by 2 suspects, and there was a struggle, and they were robbed. A white Toyota Camry sedan then pulled up, and the suspects tried to get into that vehicle. to flee the scene. One of the suspects ran while the vehicle fled and actually struck the female victim. Subsequent to that, the male suspect that ran got back into the vehicle, at which point some rounds were fired from a handgun and the vehicle fled the scene. Fortunately, no one was struck by any of the handgun rounds. Unfortunately and tragically, the female that was struck by the car was pronounced deceased. Newport Beach police officers then ensued once they picked up that vehicle in a pursuit which took them into LA County, I believe Cypress and LA County, and all 3 suspects have been captured.
Oh, good.
At this point, there's no outstanding suspects. There are no threats to the Newport Beach community.
Yeah, thank you for telling me about this.
And we have a confirmed robbery.
How old was that female victim, if you mind answering that?
The female victim was approximately 69 years old.
And what kind of weapon, like what kind of pistol, like you said it was a handgun, like what kind of handgun was it?
I don't have any information on that, as it's an active investigation, and we still have several detectives and other agencies assisting with the Newport Beach Police Department to fully investigate this.
Just to clarify, it was the suspects you believe were shooting off the rounds from the gun?
One of the suspects, yes.
How many suspects total?
3 suspects total, and all 3 in custody.
And the victim is a 69-year-old woman?
The deceased is a 69-year-old female, yes.
Female. If anybody has any information pertaining to this incident, what's the best phone number or anyone they can contact?
Yes, please contact the Newport Beach Police Department. If anyone that left the area and has not been contacted by a detective or a Newport Beach police officer, please contact the Newport Beach Police Department.
Was the victim trying to get in front of the car to kind of stop the vehicle, or was she trying to get away when she was ran over? Do we know what led to her unfortunately being struck by the vehicle?
There was a struggle, and at this point we believe the suspects dragged her into the street.
While in the vehicle?
Say that again?
While in the vehicle?
Thank you.
No, the suspects were out of the vehicle and they drug her into the street.
Wow.
Steve, was she holding on to her purse? Is that what they were trying to grab?
I don't have that information at this time. They're still actively investigating it.
I don't know if you brought this up yet, but what vehicle did the suspects drive? Or what kind of make and model was it?
It was a white sedan.
Did you give a description of the suspects?
I have not. And until we confirm their identities, I can only tell you there are 3 male suspects.
Where were they arrested? Because our chopper was over the pursuit. We saw one arrested by a home, and then several dropped off along the way. Do you know where all of them were arrested by chance?
I do not. I believe one was in Cypress, and the other 2 were in LA County.
And just quickly, I know there was a chopper overhead. Can you rehash what took place when you guys first got the call? There was reports of a robbery, right?
That's correct.
Can you walk us through what took place again? Just because their choppers were loud, just to hear that out. Sorry.
So there was a male and female, a couple, husband and wife, that were in front of Barnes and Noble. They were approached by 2 male suspects on foot. There was a struggle, and they were attempting to rob them. At which point, the 2 suspects attempted to get back into a white sedan. One of the suspects ended up fleeing on foot, firing a few rounds, and when the vehicle fled the scene, struck the female in the street, and then the third suspect got back into the vehicle, and all 3 fled and left in the vehicle.
And describe Newport Beach's response. Obviously, this is a very popular area visited by many families. What was the response from Newport Beach Police?
Every available officer, detective, supervisor responded to the scene, to the area, to ensure that we help everyone possible, provide any medical attention, and make sure that we ensure a complete and thorough investigation.
How was the husband doing?
I don't have an update on the husband. I was told that he did not have any injuries, or at least any visible injuries.
So the victim was struck by a vehicle, not hit by a gunshot.
That's correct.
The shots were fired like at the couple?
That I don't know.
How many rounds were fired?
I don't know. Multiple rounds were fired. I don't have an exact number.
And the shopping plaza, is it closed to the public, or are there still people shopping here? Like, what's closed, what's open right now?
I believe this whole east side of Fashion Island is closed off for the investigation. So wherever there is not yellow police tape, that would be up to Fashion Island if they want to allow people to. But I believe it's open at this time.
Can we have your name and title, please, sir?
Steve Oberon, and I'm a sergeant in PIO, Newport Beach Police Department.
Thank you, sir.
And Will, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Mayor,
Yeah.
Steve, Steve, Oberon, Oberon.
And I'm Will O'Neill, Neil, Mayor of the City of Newport Beach.
Mayor, do you have anything you want to say on camera or no?
Oh yeah. Newport Beach is a safe community, and we're mourning the loss of someone today, a loss that never should have happened. Frankly, to hell with these guys. They came into our city knowing that they were going to commit crime, and a woman is dead today because of it. It's heartbreaking. It's a tragedy. I am so thankful for our overwhelming and immediate police response. I am so thankful for all of the other agencies that got involved on this to help us all the way up to Los Angeles to catch these creeps. But these are thugs, and every community is now dealing with this. We have to do better as a society because we cannot tolerate this. And so I just want to say again, thank you so much to our law enforcement community for catching them. And now it's on to the investigation, and it'll be on to prosecution. But none of that brings her back, and that's not okay.
What's your question for both of you? Same question. What's your message to shoppers who plan to continue shopping today? We'll be here tomorrow through the summer.
Fashion Island does not experience crime like this. It just doesn't. They have phenomenal security. Newport Beach Police Department is second to none, frankly. This is a staggering, stunning act that just doesn't happen here. So I can guarantee you that our friends at Fashion Island are going to be stepping up their security, stepping up their approach to this. And frankly, I would have no problem coming back here with my family.
Mayor, do you know if the victim is a local resident of Newport Beach?
Because it's a victim and we haven't identified her yet, I'm not going to answer that one. Sorry.
Sergeant, I don't know you brought this up, but were these suspects based out of Orange County, or were they came from Los Angeles County to Orange County to commit crime?
It's still an active investigation, and I do not have that information yet.
Sergeant, we're dealing with a time where we're seeing smash and grab robberies at malls and stores. We see this is not the first mall robbery we've seen of a person, and sadly it's turned into yet another tragedy. Is it frustrating for you in law enforcement to continue to see stuff like this happen?
It's very frustrating. It's very sad when someone is injured, or in this case deceased, as a result of a crime. And we just do our best. Officers are very vigilant here in Newport Beach, and we do everything that we can to ensure the safety of the community and prevent crime.
When you said she was being dragged by the suspects, or they were trying to drag her, were they trying to drag her into the vehicle or just into a more open area to take her belongings?
I don't know. That'll come out in the investigation.
What kind of charge suspect?
What kind of charge?
Yeah.
Right now we have a 211, which is a robbery, and there'd be some aspect of murder.
Fashion Island, as we get an update.
Okay, so that's like supposedly a nice area outside, shopping mall. We have one here down here, South Florida. That's really nice too. It's like outdoors. I mean, I guess it's nice. I don't know if it's as nice as this one, but yeah, crazy times that we're in. All right, I'm going to call it, man. Thank you guys so much. If I come back, it's going to be the second page, all right? Ikidmel CC. I don't have any more notifications until tomorrow on this page. Just follow Ikidmel CC. Yeah, I guess what Donald's saying, I guess that's true. I mean, if somebody's coming to steal your wallet or your purse, I guess it's not worth the fight, you know? It depends, you know. I get it. It's frustrating. You have to change all your cards out, your credit card, whatever. But if that's all they want, now unless they're trying to drag you somewhere, I'm not gonna let you drag me because I don't know. Then that's dangerous. But if they're just trying to, especially a couple of guys, I don't know. I don't know. What would you guys do? It depends. One of the guys was armed. I forgot. Who was that grandma? There was some grandma that was thrown down. Grandma fights back. She wasn't putting up with no robbery shit. Some other situation. Forgot what story that was. I gotta get into my main account.
I will give you a second to press the record button on your remote because you're going to want to save this story. Police say an intruder broke into a Rochester woman's home late last night. Now, the woman lives alone, admits she was scared. But as Andrew Banis explains, the intruder quickly learned he was no match for the 82-year-old inside.
A crowd gathered around 82-year-old Willie Murphy at the Maplewood YMCA today, all of them captivated as Murphy shares the story of what she experienced Thursday night. A man knocked on the door to her home.
He was outside saying, please call an ambulance because I'm sick.
Murphy said she called police but didn't let the man inside. Suddenly,
I hear a loud noise, and I'm saying to myself, what the heck is that? The young man is in my home. Broke the door.
She tried not to panic. After all, she spends most of her days doing this. An award-winning weightlifter who just won a competition earlier this year.
I'm alone and I'm old, but guess what? I'm tough.
She says she grabbed a nearby table.
I took that table and I went to working on him, and guess what? The table broke.
The man fell to the floor.
When he's down, I'm jumping on him.
No way. I've never seen this story before.
Guess what? I'm tough.
She says she grabbed a nearby table.
I took that table and I went to working on him, and guess what? The table broke.
The man fell to the floor.
When he's down, I'm jumping on him.
When officers arrived minutes later, it wasn't Murphy who needed medical attention.
He's laying down already because I had really did a number on that man.
The suspect, who police say was intoxicated, was taken to the hospital. Murphy is not pressing charges. Today, she's cheered on by her friends at the gym. Some even taking selfies with her. Rajon Sells says he hopes the suspect learned a lesson.
She is the wrong person to mess with.
Jim Marin has been friends with her for over a decade. He's not surprised Murphy held her own.
I probably weigh close to twice as much as her. I wouldn't want to tango with her. Don't mess with Willie.
Oh, that's just funny. Let me see. There's another one here. Let me look at it real quick.
A great grandmother in Oakland is being hailed a hero for chasing off a robber attacking her 82-year-old neighbor, but she says she would do that for anyone. KTVU crime reporter Henry Lee here in studio after speaking to them both. Henry?
Yeah, Mike, she says she would do what she did for anyone, even a stranger. And she took action even while struggling with bad knees and carrying a cane.
She saved my life. She saved my future. I really appreciate it.
82-year-old Ann is counting her blessings. Surveillance video shows her walking home in West Oakland earlier this month. This black Kia Optima is waiting for her. And then this happens.
When I resisted him, he shoved me down so that I fell backwards on the road. And I know Faye, she sees everything.
Faye is her next door neighbor. This is her running into the street with her cane as the robber continues to struggle with Ann. Faye says even with her bad knees, she knew she had to help Ann. She rushed down her front steps.
Oh, she threw.
By the time I got off the second stair.
That's kind of, I mean, it's funny to see the grandmas, but it's also kind of sad. It's people, picking on vulnerable elderly people. Crazy, man. There's a bunch of grandma stories online. There's this one gangster grandma. I think she was in a wheelchair or something. Some New York. She was pissed. Let me see. New York. This is the last one. Let me see if I find it. It's really. Yeah, there was a classic one that was good. me try. I don't know if it was a robbery or what. It was like a classic video. New York is crazy too, though. I don't know where it is. I'm gonna have to find that one sometime. That video. Oh, here she is. Here she is. Oh. Hold on.
Did you really snatch an 86-year-old woman's purse?
She wanted to hurt me. And the bitch don't even know me.
At 86 years old, Bernice Starnes is full of spunk. She's traveled the world, seen a lot, but never anything like this.
I hope that they beat her. Some of the women in prison beat her every day for long as she's in there.
Some people might say that's harsh.
Well, so what she did to me was even worse.
Tonight, Bernice spoke one-on-one with Pix11 just minutes after the woman accused of snatching her purse was walked out of the 4-8 police precinct in handcuffs. What did you do with the cash?
Do you feel bad?
Do you have any remorse?
I'm supposed to feel sorry for that bitch. I don't.
Investigators say Sunday afternoon, Adrienne Terry was on surveillance video. She allegedly grabbed Bernice's purse from her wheelchair and later tossed it out like a piece of trash. With Adrienne Terry in jail, Bernice's hope?
And she stayed up for the rest of her freaking life.
Officers from the 4-8 police precinct promised Bernice they would bust this criminal. 48 hours after it all went down, Adrienne Terry was charged with grand larceny and petty larceny. We pressed her on the accusations. Do you want to say anything? What did you say?
It wasn't me.
It wasn't you?
No.
I'm legally blind.
Oh, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Bernice, with all of her wisdom and street smarts, isn't buying it. This evening, a detective gave Bernice a ride to the Bronx Criminal Courthouse. And now this 86-year-old is ready to speak her mind one more time during Terry's arraignment. Did you really?
Bernie, this kid's a weirdo too. Hold on. I'm not logged into my main account. We gotta check this out real quick too. This kid, I meant to play this earlier.
This gamer flew from Newark, New Jersey to...
He flew from New York, New Jersey to Florida, Jacksonville, and to attack another person in a video game that he plays with, I guess, or I don't know what happened.
Jacksonville, Florida, to attack another player with a hammer after a dispute during an online fantasy game called ArcAge. Police said that 20-year-old Edward King landed in Jacksonville on June 21st, checked into a hotel, and went to an Ace Hardware store to purchase a hammer and a flashlight. Then, on June 23rd, wearing all black clothing, gloves, and a mask, King allegedly entered the victim's home and attacked him. Police said the victim's stepfather was awakened by his stepson's screams for help and called 911. He told police he found his stepson on the floor struggling with King. Deputies said they found a significant amount of blood in the entryway of the home and in the victim's bedroom. Both Kang and the victim were taken to a hospital. Police said the victim sustained severe head wounds, but they were not life-threatening. After Kang was released from the hospital, he allegedly told a deputy that the victim is a bad person online and asked how much time in jail he might serve for breaking, entering, and assault.
I don't know if he'd be walking out of my place, but...
Jail records show Kang has been charged with attempted second-degree murder along with armed burglary.
People are crazy over video games, man. All right. I guess that's it for tonight. I'm gonna try to find the uncensored version of this lady one time because it's so hilarious. I feel her though because people are just tired of these criminals. You know what I'm saying? People just living their life, trying to make ends meet, working hard, whatever. And then you got these people taking advantage of, you know, what they perceive to be vulnerable people. So I know in the sense they say, you know, if they're just gonna take it, it's not worth your life. You don't know what somebody's gonna be willing to do. They might shoot you, whatever. At the end of the day, this wallet, this artificial money, this fucking credit card shit, whatever. You know, at the end of the day, I understand it. It's not worth it. But I also understand like being fed up. Just fed up, these motherfuckers. They're gonna be back out anyway. There's no like nobody's holding these people, barely holding these people accountable. They can just bail out, whatever. If they even find them. I get that too. But I don't know. Crazy times. All right, good night, guys, for the 10th time. Peace. Bye. Bloop, 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 bloop. Oh, and if you haven't seen the other chase, make sure you check it out. If not tonight, tomorrow on Ick and Mel CC. I put the link in the description. If you missed the murder suspect chase and those kids chase, it's over there. All right. Catch and release, right? Peace, guys. Bye. Bloop, 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 bloop.